Let's talk about the top 3 sectors to focus on in 2026.
Y'all want to go first?
I'll go. My top 3 sectors. I mean, tech for sure. Obviously,
sure.
tech will always be in there. I think energy. I've been saying it for 3 months, 4 months now. Energy is the story. Without the energy, none of this works. GEV obviously is leading that. But if you look today, right? If you look at Caterpillar, we talked about it a few weeks ago on Market Mondays. Caterpillar, again, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, same report that we've already reported on. Having those turbines and having that availability to create your own energy is going to be hugely beneficial. We talked about nuclear being on the board. I actually read a whole report of how Japan is now. Think about this. Japan is getting its nuclear reactors on board, right? They had shut them all down after World War II. They brought 10 back on right now, and there's a potential to get a 45 more. Well, why? Because nuclear energy is going to be a way to fuel this AI and data center revolution. So energy, ETFs, and energy are going to be big. And I think financials will be my third. I think financials, when you talk about new Fed chair, when you're talking about deregulation, I think those type of scenarios in that environment, I know I talked about Robinhood, and I'll put Robinhood inside there. But when you think about JP Morgan, when you think about Citi, which we spoke about, even PNC to a certain extent, the climate is almost, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's really nice.
Perfect.
It's really nice.
Especially with deregulation.
Now that there was talk about rates being cut again 3 times this year, those type of catalyst events all favor financial firms. Those ones that I mentioned I like. So I would have tech, energy, and finances.
If you zoom in, you probably can't see it in that circle. Tech, healthcare, and financial. So we're on the same page. Tech always leads the race. I think there's going to be a nice uptick in the healthcare space this year, but with deregulation and just the climate that we're in, and of course interest rates being dropped, Trump getting who he wants to be the Fed chair, that's going to be incredibly favorable. Now, long term, will it have horrific effects on the dollar? For sure. But the next 2 or 3 years, I think financials will do great. I'm normally not a big financials bank first kind of guy, with the exception of maybe Robinhood because of the relationship and the innovation there. But JP will do well, Robinhood will do well, Citi's trading at level. It's like 08 again, damn near in the financial space. So yeah, tech, healthcare, and financials.
What about cybersecurity?
I'll put a fourth.
Yeah,
I'll put a fourth.
So like that would fall into tech.
Oh yeah, I
mean, it's a subsector.
Everything is tech.
Because I was gonna say semis, but I was like, somebody would have told me.
I was going to. It's a subsector of tech.
Yeah. Shout out to Justin real quick. Shout out to Justin in the chat. He put a bunch of JP, Goldman Sachs, MasterCard,
Morgan Stanley.
Visa. He got a bunch of SoFi's in there. I know people keep asking about SoFi, Visa.
Well, then what about commodities? We talked about gold. Doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Silver. Oil, obviously, with this whole Venezuela thing. So gold did better than Bitcoin last year.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's scary? Gold, copper, and silver up at the same time. That's really, because that's like the bond market and stocks being up at the same time. Those are supposed to be offsetting each other, and they're not.
Yeah. I saw some crazy statistic. It was like gold has outpaced Berkshire Hathaway since 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. It was like, yo, you should have just told him to invest in gold.
Which is another sign of the corruption that has not been unveiled in the broader economy yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And congratulations to Warren Buffett. I know he stepped down effective the 31st of December. So job well done.
Bless him, man. Icon.
Yeah, for sure.
Greatest to ever do it.
So is gold, are you still optimistic about gold?
Absolutely. I think with this much unrest on the table, geopolitically, in terms of what's going on, in terms of the entire larger business ecosystem, and there's not as much innovation. Like people kept asking me over the holidays, I'm sure to ask you as well, is the AI trade over? I'm like, no, it's the main focus for most American companies, but that concentration, the part that's frustrating is other companies that are not AI facing aren't innovating how they should for their sector. So it's a lot of risk on the table, and I think one way to offset them is pairing gold and Bitcoin there together. So no, I think gold will have another great year this year.